Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're all doing well. And today, my friends, we're back with a live showdown here between the Tomb Kings and the Greenskins. So let's go ahead and set up this formation, then I'll kind of give you guys a little bit of a overview on the tactics and the build, which is a little bit experimental, but I think it should have some teeth, or I guess some bones, whatever you want to say. We are the Tomb Kings, of course. But it is going to be a Kotzeb build. So Kotzeb's going to be coming in on his casket here, which should be quite a bit of fun. It does make him a little bit vulnerable to being sniped, but I feel like if you're going to go Kotzeb, you got to go all the way and put him on the DJ booth here. So we are going to be using the Bonewood Staff, or the Lich Staff. What is it called again? Bonewood Staff is Warzag, the Lich Staff. Yeah, so every time we cast a spell, one of these very cheap spells like Dejaf's Incantation, Narrows, it is going to be adding 15 seconds to our opponent's ability. So this affects everything, including the Fanatics throwing their balls in chain, obviously the spells that the Greenskins have from the Little Wa and the Big Wa. Ideally, if I can just rapid fire those spells, I'm hoping my opponent won't be able to cast like many spells at all this game. So we have two artillery pieces. We have a Screaming Meme Catapult, which I actually kind of like for like breaking Greenskin, archer positions with a casket. If they like fire together in the backfield, I find that it can actually do some okay work. We've got a couple Nehekar Horsemen, obviously, just as like a sweeper unit, and we do also have one Halberd Cavalry. So the Necropolis Knights with Halberds, obviously Stone Trolls can push into my front line pretty well. I don't have any Halberds in the front. Tomb Guard do well against Greenskin infantry in general, but obviously against the Trolls not so great. So I wanted to have something that could like punch back against the Trolls there and make them pay the Troll toll for once. So let's get the Horsemen here. We do have our Archers as well, and a single Chariot in the backfield just to like hammer down infantry. As a matter of fact, we'll kind of keep it there in the trees and see how this goes. I think our positioning is fine. Good luck, have fun, and yeah, it's just the defensive Kotzeb build, really, and I don't know how it's going to work. The one thing I don't like about it, but I don't think it's going to be too big of a deal, it might be, is that we don't have like Terror Route in our army. We don't have any like, I thought about maybe finding a way to get like a Tomb Scorpion or something in there, but at the end of the day, it's not a huge deal, so. Let's just start shooting here into the Orc Boys, I guess. Not too many other great targets. He's got 1,000,000 skirmishers, which is to be expected. 140 range against 100, so I should be able to skirmish with him just fine while we bombard his troops. We got Grom the Paunch? No, looks like it's going to be Skarsnik, so that's fine. So the Catapult can start shooting in as well. Might be able to hit some of those skirmishers, which would be pretty nice. And, you know, any damage we get is cute. Chariot, do I want to pull around? Yes, let's go up on the high ground here. Looking on the minimap, I don't see too much other wild action coming in from him. I think the Casket might be a little bit better used against these Skirmish Cavalry. And then the Meme Catapult can just be on the more static stationary infantry and things like that. So let's see how the Casket does. I can't remember quite how effective it is against these type of skirmishers, but, you know, honestly, that Meme Catapult did some good damage there. So right now, just kind of moving and a grooving. We'll go hammer these goblins from the flanks, try and delay his advance a little bit. And we do get a little bit of work in there, which is nice. So Kotzeb, is there any good infantry? It's mostly Orc Boys. There are some Biggins in the back. So Biggins are like a solid target to just kind of sit and take shots at all day. And yeah, feels good. All right, start shooting the Hag. We're going to go ahead and slam jam into the Biggins back there, see if he's paying attention. It looks like he is. So we did have some Spider Riders in the treacherous Vanguard there, so we should probably pull back. Is that a Spirit Leech going down? Oh, I thought it was a Spirit Leech on those guys. I was going to be shocked. But yeah, Spiders will eventually catch those Chariots, which is a bummer, but we're going to try our best to like juke and get some good positioning here. So let's farm ranks, get the Spears going, get these Archers in position to kind of counterfire a little bit. Get the Chariots like down and around the back and see what we can do there. And if he does overextend with the Trolls, I would imagine there are some Goblins kind of protecting those guys, but it's not time yet to nullify his magic. So let's come around. Our Skirmishers stand ready. Necropolis Knights are here as well, and let's go ahead and just start poking up there on those Orc Boys if we can. We need to try and get those Chariots, to a relatively safe position. So Kotzeb will buff himself. This is going to add to the first set of cooldowns for my opponent. So his Fanatics will now be on a bit of a timer there, which is nice. And the Orc Boys getting worn down. Biggins getting worn down, but we need to get those Chariots down and across. I'd rather not lose them to some like random Goblins or something like that. All right, so let's get them out here. They can keep skirmishing. Tomb Guard will obviously go dominate those Goblins in combat, and these are the Night Goblin ROR. So what we're going to do is put the Physical Resist on the Kepler Guard, which will add 15 seconds to his cooldown, and it will not allow him to use the Fanatic Ball and Chain ability. So let's get our Archers, start shooting at the Trolls. We do have some nice anti-troll tools here. Our Skirmish Cavalry seem to be doing okay. We're just kind of mirroring his movement here and trying to keep tabs on everything. Necropolis Knights, let's just kind of sit you back in case the Stone Trolls try and push through a little bit aggressively. We'll go here, and yeah, they're in a very vulnerable position right here, so I think we can actually punish them. So let's get our Nehekar Horsemen to chase. These Archers can screen, and these Spears can kind of pull back a little bit, because we need to be cautious here. So Meme Catapult, let's switch it on to his Archers back here. He's got the Rusty Arrows. So Kotzeb and company is going to do this. We'll put Curse Blades on you to add to his cooldowns. Arcane Conduit, and let's go ahead and drop a little Vortex right there, which should be pretty cute. All right, so Horsemen have engaged. That's fine. We'll keep the second group of Horsemen back. We'll just kind of keep shooting at his Skirmishers there, and the Stone Trolls in the front are getting punished pretty good, and our Chariots actually did manage to make it all the way around, which is really nice. So those Stone Trolls are punished. Let's pull back our Cavalry. Let's get some Spears to engage against the Goblins. And the other Horsemen, I think we'll just kind of keep them in a bit of a defensive reserve position. But Curse Blades doesn't really, like, you kind of just want to spam abilities to make sure you, ooh, he's actually coming in with the Hag. That's very, very risky. We should be able to actually potentially punish the Hag here. Physical resist, let's do it. Just keep adding to the cooldowns. With this build, it's really about spamming spells, so my opponent can't use any. Very, very fun stuff. So the Hag does overextend a little bit. Chariots are rampaging in the backfield. I think we're pulling ahead in the Balance of Power pretty decisively here. You can see the Giant River Troll Hag definitely made a big blunder there by overextending. And the Skeleton Horseman can pursue the Chariot. Ooh, if we could actually just use it to chase down some trolls there, that would be really nice. And the Hag is done for. Casket does okay damage against these type of targets, but we just want to keep punishing the rest of the arrows to the point where we can shatter them. Switch on to the trolls here. We can have the Necropolis Knights continue to handle their business here, and the little Wolf Riders that could. Yeah, so let's go ahead and just put Pursuit here. So I'm going to give them melee attack orders and just have them start pushing that way. Incantation of Smiting. Let's pop that here. Get the Horsemen slamming into these trolls, which broke through. Pull them back, and looks okay to me. I do need to make sure that Hag doesn't come back. That's like one of his lifelines, right? And there, the Horsemen should be able to bunker bust those trolls a little bit, pull up spears to deal with these Orc boys. Casket can start shooting into them, and let's go ahead and move Concept here. All right, gotta buff them up. Seems like the Skirmish Cavalry are being hunted. I don't really think I've seen too much magic from my opponent here. Let's go ahead and get the archers shooting into the trolls, and the Hag has been broken, but we need to get away from Skarsnik. Skarsnik actually quite good against Necropolis Knights. He's got that juicy anti-large that brings all the boys to the yard, I guess. Yes, that was the reference I was looking for. All right, trolls. Don't know why they're not able to shoot those trolls there, but the other ones are, which is good. Casket, I guess we'll just do that to try and break the leadership, and let's pull our guys around the back. And unfortunately, some Spider Riders did head us off, so let's see if we can get our Chariots back and potentially get some value there. You know, we could just use them to, like, ride down, like, random shit. I think we're ahead. It's honestly a little bit hard to tell. Let's drop Foz Protection here to give them physical resist against the Troll Mongers. Looks like there is an unholy legion of skirmishers coming from the other side, so we should probably pull back. Yeah, come get ready to deal with them. And the Necropolis Knights, if they do dive into my back line, we should be able to get them. Yeah, and you know what? Where are the Mangy Marauders at? Let's just start casketing those guys. Shoot the archers that are on their way back. The Rustiers have returned. We'll send the spears in to fight them. And the trolls appear to be broken. All right, good. So now we can get our skeletons back. Hopefully they can do their thing. Do we want to charge here? Yeah, the Mangy Marauders, we don't want to let them have those freebies. Still not ahead on the Bounce Power. This is still a close game. The thing is, like, those trolls can come back, and they can perpetually cause problems. Let's tighten our formation, pull our Kepler Guard back. We don't want them overextending. Get the Horsemen to hammer down those Orc boys. And can we get these guys? Yeah, that was a nice little casket blast right there. Certainly felt pretty good. Horsemen, maybe stay on the trolls for a second longer. Get the Necropolis Knights moving. It's going to be dicey, actually. He's got some nice reinforcements coming back in. Kepler Guard, go clean up those goblins. Archers, get back in position. Prepare for the second wave of the dreaded Greenskins as we pursue them to the edge of the map. Saving the Ushopti summon for a very clutch moment. Honestly, I don't mind charging the Necropolis Knights in here. Let's get the Nakar Horsemen going that way. We'll get the Casket bombarding, and we can give the physical protection to them. Kepler Guard should be able to handle those goblins. And Archers, are they in position yet? Trolls did just break. So now we got 2 archers shooting at those trolls, and we have more trolls coming back over here. I'd be really curious after this game to talk to my opponent here and see how he's feeling about the... let's drop another Vortex here. So we'll drop that. Although, yeah, that's why. The Vortex is a little bit tricky when you're on the casket. All right, yeah, let's cancel that. We could save it for potentially a clutch moment in the late game. So we were able to catch the skirmishers and get them off the map finally. Now we can maybe ride down the trolls with some of those units. Necropolis Knight Halberds have really proven to be pretty substantial MVPs this game. Let's go ahead and buff these guys, have them pile into the trolls. We can switch you guys onto the trolls as well. And yeah, it looks good. Kepler Guard, man, they probably got some mean value. Let's check. Yeah, 900. Mostly goblins they've been fighting, kind of like crappy chaff units, but overall. Casket, keep going. Shoot back at those units. You can even shoot stone trolls with the Screaming Skull Catapult because it does have the leadership discouraging effect, which is really nice. Come on, skeletons, get in there. We need to shatter the trolls. That's like the only reason why the balance hasn't been going worse for him is because the trolls keep, keep that weight. Skarsnik will be a little bit tough to kill, but I think just weighing him down with skeletons, we could probably just get them to army losses so we won't have to deal with it. Plus, we have the Ushopti summon. Let's go ahead and do Righteous Smiting on you to give you a little bit more damage. Let's see what that actually puts us up to. 960 missile strength right now, which is pretty cool. And yeah, 1100. Oh, that's pretty nice. All right, very good. Horseman Archers, melee mode. Go ride them down. Those trolls are broken. Let's pull back. Let's reform ranks a little bit so we're not in some ugly formation here. We do have an advancing opponent, so let's get the artillery to start switching. Skarsnik gets hunted here. We can send those horsemen to go deal with the, little goblin. These archers should be able to finish off the stone trolls. Sorry if there's a little bit of lag. It is a live game. I always like to cast games live. It's one of my favorite ways to play, actually. And Kotep, how you doing, man? You doing, living your best life? Let's have you turn here. Oh, you know what? Now it's time for the Darude Sandstorm. Maybe we can finally get someone with it. We'll see. Hasn't really been too many great opportunities this game, to be honest. All right, so Stone Trolls getting blasted. These ones, hopefully we can blast down. And the Sandstorm, the mere presence of the Darude, the early 2000s techno, is going to intimidate our opponent's forces. How is his bounce not worse for him, man? Are these trolls almost broken? They got 2 leadership right here. I think our skeleton archer should be able to handle them, which is pretty cool. More trolls coming in. Let's casket them down, reform ranks, scoot you guys up. Let's get Kepragard going on Skarsnik. He is a foot-based character, so that's going to be ideal. And, man, he's going in for it. If we could break those trolls there, that'd be quite nice. Trying to shoot with the artillery, even though it will friendly fire, yeah, you can see it does shatter the troll there. So now it's basically just Skarsnik versus the world. Looking around, got some orc boys in the bushes. So let's bombard them with all of our artillery. You guys push there, and that is going to be GG. Well played. It was a fun match. So that's the old Kotep bone stroking build, as I like to call it. Value accrued 1100, not bad. How much did the catapult get? 600. Yeah, it broke leadership and did the job. But yeah, we handled the stone trolls pretty well. I would say the archers did fine. The Acropolis Knights were able to hammer down that one unit in the beginning. And overall, it was a fun matchup. I really do enjoy playing that one. I feel like Tomb Kings versus Greenskins is an even matchup. So I liked his build. Skarsnik, probably not super common there, but he's still good. Like, if you get a good Rampage, like if he had Rampage my Necropolis Knights into Stone Trolls and Archers, like, I could have just lost, right? So, yeah, it was really fun, man. I like the build. It was a good proper scrap. Well played to Tulkas. We were just playing a best of 3, and that was the final game. So you guys will be seeing the other replay, which I didn't get a chance to live cast because there was music in the background in my lair at the time, but yeah, more replays coming soon. If you guys enjoyed the build, let me know if you have any feedback or criticisms or things you would change. Overall, I think the one thing that would have been nice would be like a terror unit. Like maybe like find a way to get like a Tomb Scorpion in here. The Chariot, I guess you could cut the Chariot in one Skeleton Spearman and throw in like a Tomb Scorpion. Then suddenly you have an anti-infantry piece and like a Source of Terror. I felt like that was something I was lacking that slowed me down in terms of busting through the Greenskin army. But that's it. GG, well played. We'll see you next time, and take care of yourselves.